Revenge films.
My name is Asako. I'm currently living with my husband Tsutomu and our 24-year-old daughter Reina. Reina actually got engaged recently, and she's preparing to move in with her fiancé soon. She's been pretty busy lately because of that. She's always been an organized person, and she's been working very hard to become an independent person. I couldn't be proud of her. But my husband is nothing like her, unfortunately. My father-in-law has been working abroad for a good while now, and he used to send his wife and son some money every month so they could put food on the table. But they always use that money to go out for drinks and party, which is why my husband has always been terrible with money. He always spends way too much on things we don't need, and he doesn't really think before he spends. He currently works at an advertising company that one of his father's friends owns, and although he makes a decent amount of money every month, his savings account is almost always empty. By the way, my parents-in-law got a divorce 2 years ago because my father-in-law found out that his wife was in debt. My mother-in-law took out a $100,000 loan while her husband was on the other side of the planet without telling him about it. And when her husband found out, he immediately filed for divorce. I thought maybe this would fix her wasteful spending habits, but it didn't. She now comes begging to us for money every month because she can't rely on her husband anymore. And the worst part about this is that my husband has been listening to her this whole time. In just the last year alone, my husband gave his mother a total of $10,000. When I found out about this, I immediately went to my husband and asked him for a divorce. But when my father-in-law found out about this, he called me and apologized for his son's behavior. He absolutely adores our daughter, and he asked that I don't file for divorce with my husband until Reina finds a partner and starts a family of her own. Unlike his wife, my father-in-law has always cared deeply about my daughter and I. He's a very compassionate person, and he's helped us out a ton over the years. That's why I couldn't just ignore his plea. But now, a couple of years after that incident, my husband seems to have learned from his mistakes. He hasn't done anything stupid or rash since I threatened him with divorce, so I was starting to believe that he was able to change as a person. But that was when this happened. My daughter, her fiancé, and I had dinner together that day. After dinner, Reina told us that she needed to go to the bank to take out some money from her account to make the down payment for their wedding. And so, while Reina was working the ATM, I was sitting in one of the chairs waiting for her to come back. But when she did return, she looked like she was about to cry. What happened? It's gone. The $10,000 that I left in my bank account. It's all gone. Wait, you're kidding me, right? I tried to calm my daughter down, but she wouldn't stop freaking out. She then told me that all of her valuables, like her debit card, were all in her desk, right where she had left them. So, whoever took Reina's money from her bank account must have returned all of her bank-related valuables to their original position after using them. That meant that there was only one person that could have stolen Reina's money. And that night, when my husband got back home from work, Reina and I confronted him. Hey, do you know anything about the money that was stolen from Reina's bank account?
What?
I tried to take out money from the ATM today, but that's when I saw that someone had stolen $10,000 from my account.
Well, stuff happens. I guess you were just unlucky?
If it wasn't you that did this, then we're thinking about going to the cops and filing a report about it. So you better tell me the truth, all right? And when I said the word cops, my husband started to get visibly nervous.
Well, I was just borrowing some of it is all. My mom told me that she needed the money, so...
So, you're the one that stole from Reina, huh? How the hell did you steal her money? You better not lie to us. Apparently, my husband sneaked into my daughter's room where she was sleeping and took out her debit card from her desk. After he was done using it, he returned it to where it originally was. I can't believe this man would steal from his own daughter. That was when I decided to get a divorce with him. I can't forgive this man for what he did. Thankfully, Reina was getting married soon, so I'm still able to fulfill my end of the promise with my father-in-law. And after getting a divorce, I told my ex-husband and his mother many times that they need to pay Reina back for the money that they stole from her. But they told me that they used it all already, so there was no way they could give it back to her. I felt so bad for my daughter that I got a part-time job and gave all the money I made there to my daughter. I told her that she could use the money I gave her to pay for her wedding with the money, to which she responded with a tearful thank you. And now that I was able to get a divorce with my husband, there was nothing stopping my daughter from having an amazing wedding. We obviously didn't want to invite my ex-husband or his mother, but my daughter ended up inviting her grandfather since he's always been good to us. And so, Tsutomu's father came all the way from the US to attend his granddaughter's wedding. When he saw her wearing her wedding dress right before the wedding ceremony, he burst into tears. The ceremony then began, and because this was a very emotional event for me, I was trying my best to hold back tears of my own. But that was when my ex-husband walked into the venue out of nowhere. Dad? Why the hell are you here?
Why wouldn't you invite me to your wedding, huh? I'm your father.
But you used up all of the money I was saving up for the wedding without telling me. Of course I'm not going to invite someone that stole from me.
I do not approve of this marriage.
And after saying that, my husband came walking towards me.
How the hell am I supposed to support my mother if I'm not married to you, huh? You need to send my mother and I money every month to compensate us for the trouble that you've caused for us.
Oh, wait, why have I got to pay you? The wedding was about to be ruined by my ex-husband, but then Tsutomu's father stood up from his seat and started staring down at his son.
Wait, what? Why's Dad here?
Reina invited him. She wanted him to be here on her big day.
You're kidding me, right? He came all the way here from the US just for this? Of course I did. I wouldn't miss this for the world. But anyway, what the hell is this about you stealing Reina's money? Tell me that isn't true, son. Well, I told you 1,000,000 times to stop giving your mother money. What the hell is wrong with you? And why the hell would you resort to stealing from your daughter? That is just pathetic. I was just borrowing the money for a little while. Besides, Mom said she was in desperate need for money. I couldn't not help. Oh, give me a break. I've been supporting your mother even after getting a divorce with her, but that ends today. I want nothing to do with her anymore. Whoa! That's not fair. If you're not going to support her, then who will? Well, if you want to be a good son, then why don't you take care of her? Reina, Asako, I'll make sure to pay you guys back for the money that my son stole from you guys. I am really sorry about all this.
None of this is your fault, Grandpa. This is all Dad's fault, and you need to leave right now.
Everyone started swearing at my ex-husband, and he quickly ran out of the venue in tears. I thought the wedding was going to be ruined for a minute there, but thank God everything ended up going smoothly. And after the wedding, Reina's grandfather left the venue and made his way back to the hotel. He was definitely the most excited to see Reina in her wedding dress on her big day, so I'm glad we invited him. The next day, I got a call from my ex-husband. I would usually ignore his calls, but he wouldn't stop texting and calling me that day, so I had no choice but to answer. And as soon as I put my phone up to my ear, Tsutomu began begging me for forgiveness. I am so sorry about what I did, Asako. I was wrong. I'll never steal from you guys again, so please tell my father to forgive me. What? Apparently, after the wedding last night, Tsutomu's father went over to Tsutomu's workplace and told his boss about what he had done to us. And he also asked him to take a big portion of his salary every month and give it to Reina as compensation for stealing from her. Turns out that he's going to get more than half of his salary taken away from him. And that's why he's calling me right now. Oh yeah, and Tsutomu's father also rewrote his will. And now, Tsutomu and his mother aren't going to inherit any of his assets after his death. Tsutomu's mother was hoping she'd get a big payday when her ex-husband died. So when she heard the news, she was so shocked that she ended up fainting. God, I guess Tsutomu's father is the kind of guy you don't want to piss off. He's ruthless, isn't he? But what happens to my ex-husband and his mother doesn't matter to us anymore. We're complete strangers now, and we're planning on keeping things that way. Reina got back the $10,000 that my ex-husband had stolen from her as well, and life is finally back to normal. Now that my overspending husband is gone, hopefully I can start saving up money for the future and live the rest of my life out in peace.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.